Breaking news here on Martyn Lucas Investor. Robinhood, why is it up so much today? Well, first of all, any brokerage would be up in a massive bull market. We are in a huge bull market, expecting another 8% this year and a rate cut imminently. I've been saying for the last couple of days, rate cut imminently. It might even come tomorrow because of the information that we're going to get tomorrow with inflation and job reports, okay? We've got the European Union cutting rates. Canada's cut rates already. The Fed are being left behind. They never do that. They're always ahead of the curve. However, this is about Robinhood right now. Got some breaking news. Do you want to hear the breaking news? Why Robinhood is up so much? Well, it's not just because the markets are extremely bullish. It's because of this news sent in by one of our members. If you are a member of my channel, I will cover your latest news for your favorite stocks. Very often my videos will rank number one for the ticker symbol HOOD stock. Most of the stocks I cover do rank number one or number two in the world. So here's another one. So let's do it now. This one we don't rank as high. I think we're more like fifth for this one, but most we do rank number one. So send in your news and I'll cover it. Robinhood buying cryptocurrency exchange Bitstamp for about 200 million. Let's have a look at it and see how it affects the price and everything else. And I'll also share with you the intrinsic value. I'll share with you who's buying on the inside, who's selling on the inside, the balance sheet and everything else in a very, very quick latest news video. Are you ready? Okay, let's go back over here and see what Robinhood are up to. Scroll on down. Robinhood is buying cryptocurrency exchange Bitstamp for 200 million in cash as the company looks to speed up its cryptocurrency expansion globally. Bitstamp, founded in 2011, has offices in Luxembourg, the UK, and Slovenia, Singapore, and the US. It has more than 50 active licenses and registrations worldwide, and customers across the European Union, United Kingdom, United States, and Asia. Robinhood said Thursday that it will be its first institutional business. Congratulations to Vlad Tenev. Bitstamp's highly trusted and long-standing global exchange has shown resilience through market cycles by seamlessly coupling customer experience with safety across geographies. The Bitstamp team has established one of the strongest reputations across retail and institution crypto investors. Johan Cabrat, general manager of Robinhood Crypto, said in a statement. Through the strategic combination, we are better positioned to expand our footprint outside of the US and welcome institutional customers to Robinhood. The deal is expected to close in their first half of next year. The news comes a month after Robinhood Markets announced that it has received a notice from the Securities and Exchange Commission about alleged securities violations at its crypto division. We're fully aware of that. Not an issue, though. The company said in a regulatory filing that it received investigative subpoenas from the SEC about issues including cryptocurrency listings, custody of cryptocurrencies, and platform operations. Robinhood Crypto has cooperated with the investigation, the company says, and shares of Robinhood Markets rose more than 2% before the market opened. And that's where we are right now. You can see it popped up on the news, just trimming off a little bit. So let's have a look at the actual numbers for the stock and let's see what it actually means. The intrinsic value of this stock is $10. So on paper, we are 52% overvalued, and this valuation is regarded as accurate. Best case scenario, we're 8% overvalued, but got to remember, in a growth stock, a brand new, really new to the industry growth stock, which this is, I'm prepared to pay 25% overvalue because people are going to buy it. But remember, things like Tesla went way overvalued when they popped up. Nvidia is way overvalued, and Robinhood is one of those. It's a little expensive right now. However, it's going to grow into its price. It's only started its journey. Best case scenario, only 8%. So is it too expensive to buy it now? Well, you could buy it now as long as you're prepared to wait. That's fine. That's what investing is at the end of the day. What about their revenue? 2 billion revenue and increasing 9% up. Operating income 131 million. Net income on the way up as well. Investing cash flow negative 3%. Investing cash flow negative 75%. That's a good thing. Operating cash flow is down 270 million. Balance sheet. Their balance sheet is okay. 46.1 billion, of which 9.7 billion is in cash. Now, this is very, very important point to mention. A lot of people are focused on rates coming down. Retail investors are focused on that because a lot of the retail investors will buy the very small caps, the penny stocks, and so on. They benefit from rates coming down. However, if you're a long-term investor and what I call a real investor, an investor who waits around and lets things grow and matures by themselves with patience, like I try to be, where I buy the best 500 companies in the world via the S&P, we don't mind if the rates are up. No, we don't. Not a problem at all. Rates don't bother us because at the end of the day, big companies earn big money with their cash. Like Robinhood, they got 9.7 billion in cash. They're earning record amounts of interest at the moment. Like Apple, like Microsoft, like Google, like Nvidia, they don't mind if the rates are up. So just remember that, by the way. It's not necessarily a good thing for the rates to come down. If you're an investor or a saver, it's quite good. It's only bad if you're scalp trading rubbishy stocks and they've got no money and they're borrowing money. Anyway, 39.2 billion, 6.4 billion in accounts payable, long-term debt, none, short-term debt, 4.2. The balance sheet is good, no issue at all. They've got a lot of liabilities, but that's because they've been recently investing major in Europe and in the UK and so on and so forth. And now we're buying new businesses, of course, but all of that is paying back tenfold. So that's all good. Operating margin, 93%. Very nice margin, as you'd expect. Profitability score, 36%. Not as high as you might expect from looking at those margins. It's because they are investing at the moment heavily. Got the new credit card around the corner, 36% profitability score and 45% solvency. Not a problem, not a bright green score at the moment. They are in the early stages of investing. That's why it's 45%. Anyway, what are we expecting here? As I say, it is expensive. Wall Street are saying 3% downside from here. It's trimming off a little bit, or even 28% worst case scenario. But best case scenario, 41% still to go. So I would say it's somewhere around about here is where you need to be. All right. Okay. Scrolling on down. There's the competition. Goldman Sachs, Charles Schwab, Interactive Brokers. I'll give you the links for these in a minute, and you can go and check all of this using our most advanced algorithmic software. What about ownership? Insiders have been trimming back 82 million worth of shares. That's dollars worth. During the last 12 months, Robinhood have not bought any shares and sold 82 million. So they're trimming off the top. They know there's profit to be taken here. They know all their investments aren't going to pay off yet for another year. I mean, if you bought it at 8 when I first bought it, then you're very, very happy. However, people trimming off, it makes perfect sense. It doesn't show a good sentiment, but you understand why when their big investments aren't going to pay off for another year or two yet. And we haven't got the credit card out yet. That'll make a lot of money for Robinhood when it does. Anyway, scrolling on down, short interest is just 4%. Used to be a lot higher on this stock. Robinhood used to have a lot of negativity towards it. Only got 4% now, not getting any major. Oh, hang on a minute. We've got some breaking news here just out I can bring to you on this story. This is very good. Latest from Vlad Tenev. Let's listen in.
Just a few minutes ago, that has agreed to acquire cryptocurrency exchange Bitstamp. Join us right now to talk about this news and so much more. Vlad Tenev, he's the Robinhood CEO and co-founder, and it's great to have you at the table this morning.
Thanks for having me.
So let's walk through this deal, and then I want to get into meme stocks and everything that's going on in the markets right now.
Sure. Ooh, great.
But what does this do in terms of what you're doing with crypto and everything else?
Yeah, it's really three things that got us excited. One is this is an international business, and it accelerates our plans for international expansion, particularly in crypto. Second, it brings an exchange to Robinhood, and we've been thinking for a long time that the world could use a Robinhood exchange. We have a lot of ideas about how we can improve upon that.
I like it.
And as we talk to our market makers, we see there's a clear need for another player in the market. And then the third, institutional business. This allows Robinhood to enter a new business, serving market makers and other institutional customers. And that's something that's very exciting for us.
So what does a Robinhood exchange look like? And what does this say, or does it say anything about regulation in crypto in the U.S. versus elsewhere outside of this country, and where you think the growth opportunity is?
Yeah, the business is global, Bitstamp that is. It's Europe-based. And as you guys probably know, Europe, we make fun of us Europeans. I could say us Europeans because I'm American and European, lead in regulation. And in this particular case, MiCA, which is the crypto asset regulation, is going live. So there's an established regulatory framework. And unfortunately, Europe is a little bit ahead in this regard. But I don't think the U.S. is too far behind. I think that it's always kind of darkest before dawn, as they say, and you're seeing some positive signs with the EP.
This will serve, though, foreign customers, if you will, meaning American customers will not be able to necessarily use some of these services, right?
Well, again, I think it gets a little tricky with the institutional business. A lot of these customers are based globally and have offices around the world. We haven't yet gotten to the point where we're going to discuss the details of exactly how the integration is going to go, but we do anticipate it serving global customers.
The reason I ask is there's a staking business, and as you know, staking right now is a hot topic in Washington. Coinbase is in the middle of a bit of a brouhaha. That might be a polite word for it. So I'm just trying to understand how you're thinking of keeping the business, to the extent that any of these businesses have to be separated for now.
Yeah, I mean, we've already had to go down that road. So we launched Solana staking for customers in the EU, but given the regulatory environment here, we've been unable to launch that product for customers in the US. There are differences in asset listings between the EU and US. So, I mean, we're going to have to continue doing that as we expand the business with the exchange. Okay.
Can we talk about the roaring kitty of it all? What do you make of what's happening right now?
Look, I think for us, it's an opportunity to show how much we've grown since 2021, since the first of the meme stock frenzy incidents. And I think the really interesting thing is that these events have really been starting in the overnight sessions.
Right.
So Sunday night, where pretty much the only game in town is Robinhood if you want to trade stocks. I just announced yesterday that we passed over 20 billion in cumulative volume in 24-hour market, and that's been growing really, really quickly. So not only is there this new element where we can continue to kind of differentiate ourselves as the leaders in innovation and technology in trading, but we can also show just how the reliability of the platform has improved since we've gone public and in the past 4 years.
What do you make of those who say that what's happening with this roaring kitty situation is just is an example or a mockery of some sorts of what the markets are supposed to be, that they're supposed to be sort of values driven in some, there's got to be some metrics that make some sense, and that we're into meme land all over again.
Yeah, I mean, I try to stay away from sort of like passing judgment on any particular style of investing and trading.
But I'm asking you to pass some judgment because there's got to be, you must have a view about this.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I consider myself sort of a long-term buy and hold investor. But Robinhood itself is a neutral technology platform.
Right.
We believe that any product that's available to institutional investors, and actually probably more, like a broader set of products. I think the accreditation rules need to be looked at, and those are overly restrictive too. But if an institutional investor has access to a product, retail should also have access to it and have the same abilities to trade as institutionals, as long as they're suitable and pass all the relevant checks.
Of lawyers and others come on the broadcast in the past couple of days because there's been reports as it relates to Roaring Kitty that, for example, Morgan Stanley, which now owns E-Trade, one of your competitors, is thinking, should this guy be a client? Should we have him even on the platform? And is the SEC going to be looking at this? And is he communicating with people on private subreddits or on text messages or WhatsApp with other people? Do you think, and so the reason I'm mentioning this is there's some people who look at that and say he individually needs to be looked at in some special way, but other people say he's doing what everybody on Wall Street's been doing forever. How do you sit on that? Because thinking about Robinhood and what Robinhood's supposed to mean.
Yeah, I don't have any secret information more so than what you guys have and what you're seeing on social media. I do think that there's a lot of new tools that the regulators have to monitor trading activity. The consolidated audit trail, they can sort of see more information. A lot of these have been implemented in the past couple of years. So I would imagine that they're seeing something that hasn't been revealed yet, and they're investigating. But again, I don't really have any insights that are special there.
So there you go. Very, very interesting stuff. Virgin Galactic, talking about Robinhood there, and GameStop. Let's move on down now to the sentiment of the stock, because we're talking, this is about Robinhood, not GameStop. 67% positive, now 74%, just back to 63, and today 85%. Everything looking very, very nice. The sentiment around Robinhood right now. So there you go. Robinhood, great news today. This is a $40 stock, which is what I've been saying now for about 3 years. I stand by that. Is it still a good time to buy? It is a good time to buy. Is it the best time to buy? No, you should have bought it at $8. When I first did it, I don't own the stock anymore for all the reasons everyone knows. I don't own any stocks. I'm not here to pump and dump any stock. I only own the S&P because I'm seen as media and I want to give the best, most honest, reliable information, unbiased as possible. So there you go. Robinhood is a great business as far as I'm concerned. Huge amount of potential and growth left in this stock. If you're not in it now, maybe it's a good time. I don't know, but I'll leave that to you. Click above my head down below in the description for all this, and over here, more information in the Robinhood series and all the reviews, things I think you'll find useful. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.